explain the poem Television written by Roald Dahl. I hope you all have seen it. Today I'll be explaining some important figures of speech used in this poem and a set of previous year questions from this poem. Okay. So one of the major figures of speech used in this poem is repetition. So repetition, it is a powerful use of words and phrases. Okay, words and phrases again and again uh, to emphasize something. Okay, so here you have example for it in the third line where the poet says is never, never, never let them near your television set. So there the word never is repeated and it is even capitalized. So the poet he wants to really put some emphasis on that, like the children, they should not be allowed to watch television. And then you can again see it, yeah, in the lines, they sit and stare and sit. There also the figure of speech used is repetition. Then now again in the line, they used to read, they would read and read and read and read. So these are few examples for repetition used in this poem. Now another important figure of speech used here is, I should say it is hyperbole. Hyperbole is a figure of speech where where it uses exaggeration. Okay, exaggeration, and again this is done for emphasis. And the best or emphasis or to give some special effect. Okay, so here the best example for hyperbole in this poem, you can see it in the line, last week in someone's place we saw a dozen eyeballs on the floor. So yeah, see, we know that the eyeballs, it won't come out if we watch television, but here the poet, he wants to say like how critical the situation is, and he really want to make us understand that impact of watching television. That's why he has said last week in someone's place we saw a dozen eyeballs on the floor. So these are the two important figures of speech I should tell you, and yeah, nothing else. So now we'll discuss. I don't mean that there are no other figure of speech used in this poem. There are many, but these are the important ones. Okay. Now let us see that set of questions. So there is just one set of one set of questions, and that is from the 2020 board paper for the 9th standard. So yeah, it is an extract based question, and the extract is, it goes like this. Please listen to it. We'll answer this by asking you, what use the darling ones to do? How use they keep themselves contented before this monster was invented? I hope you got it. In your text, it's there in the, it's there in page number 22. I'll read it once again. We'll answer this by asking you, what use the darling wants to do? How use they keep themselves contented before this monster was invented? So I hope you got it, right? Yeah. So we have we have a set of 5 questions. In that, first 4 questions carries 3 marks each, and the 5th question carries 4 marks. So the first question goes like this. Listen to it carefully. Who are the darling ones? How did they entertain themselves before the invention of television? I'll read it once again. Who are the darling ones? How did they entertain themselves before the invention of television? So, answer is so simple. The darling ones are the children, and before the invention of television, the children, they used to read lots of books. They used to read. So this will give you 3 marks. Then the second question. In what ways do the parents find the television useful or convenient? I'll repeat. In what ways do the parents find the television useful or convenient? So it's not directly from the extract, it actually comes before this extract. So see, you should know the entire poem to answer these questions. So what can be the answer? It is okay, you can write it as the parents find the television useful as it keeps the naughty children calm. Then you can also write when they are in front of TV set, they no more do any harm, they no more do any mischievous things like climbing out the windowsills, or fighting, kicking and punching. So that how the parents will benefit, so that the parents they can do their household works or household chores without any disturbance. Okay, so that's the answer. I hope you understood. Now the third question. What, according to the poet, are the harmful effects of television on the minds of children? Listen. What, according to the poet, are the harmful effects of television on the minds of children? So several, like many of things, like many of such things were mentioned in the poem, right? Hope you remember those words like cloaks, clutters, those were written in capital letters. So from that part you can find the answer. I'll tell the answer. The first thing is like the children, they'll get so hypnotized by watching the television that they'll not be able to do anything else. Like they will simply sit and stare on it throughout the day. And you can also write that their minds get filled with those junk or all the ways, or those junk that is being telecast on television. And so that it not only cloaks their mind, but it deteriorates their sense. It deteriorates their sense and kills their imagination and creativity. So this is what happens. So you can find the answer in the text. So don't write those lines exactly like that. Try to make it in your own words. Okay, I'll tell you once again since the answer is a bit long. Please listen. The children get so hypnotized by watching television that all they do is sit and stare at television. Their minds get filled with the junk that is being telecast on it. It not only cloaks their mind and deteriorates their senses, but kills their imaginative and creative faculty. Understood? Okay, we'll move on to the next question. What kind of stories did children of Roald Dahl's generation read? Which children's author does he name in the poem? Hope you remember. I'll read it once again. What kind of stories did children of Roald Dahl's generation read? Which children's author does he name in the poem? So what is the answer? The children, you can see it in, towards the end of page number 22, where it is written, more books were waiting to be read, such wondrous, fine, fantastic tales of dragons, gypsies, queens and whales and treasure isles and distant shores, where smugglers rode with muffled oars, and so and so. So it can be written as, the children of his generation used to read stories of treasure islands, then gypsies, dragons, queens and whales, and also of smugglers, pirates, then cannibals. Do you remember those things which I have explained in the previous video? Okay, that can be the answer. Then, and now you have to name the children's author mentioned in the poem. So that is none other than Beatrix Potter. Okay, that is also given in page number 23, Beatrix Potter. Now the last question. Okay, this question carries 4 marks, and it is, at the end of the poem, what does Roald Dahl ask parents to do? with their television sets. How, according to the poet, would children respond to this action of theirs? At the end of the poem, what does Roald Dahl ask parents to do with their television sets? How, according to the poet, would children respond to this action of theirs? So, what did the poet ask them to do? Okay, you can write it as, at the end of the poem, Roald Dahl asked the parents to throw out or throw away their TV sets and replace them with bookshelves. Okay, and now what would be the reaction of their children? So that also you can write as according to the poet, the children, they may throw dirty look at their parents, and they may also scream, they may yell, they may kick, and they may even beat the parents with sticks, as it is mentioned in the poem. So you can write it in this way, okay, like they may, according to the poet, the children may throw dirty look at their parents, they may also scream, they may yell, bite and kick their parents, they may even hit them with sticks. So this will fetch you 4 marks. Understood? Listen to the video and write the question answers, and those who haven't watched the previous video in which I have explained the poem, please do watch it. That's all for today. Take care. Bye bye.